Hi and welcome to Collectibles Chat. I'm Steve Zarelli. Astronaut signed baseballs. Some collectors love them. Some collectors don't understand it. Some astronauts don't mind signing baseballs at all. Some totally hate it. So why would you have an astronaut sign a baseball? Well, probably the same reason that you would have a politician or a president sign a baseball. It's an Americana kind of thing. The baseball, essentially represents Americana, the good old USA, apple pie, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people look at astronauts and presidents in the same way, with a sense of nostalgia and Americana. So to me, it makes sense. I personally kind of like astronaut signed baseballs, and I've gotten a number in person myself. However, I kind of get how some people might say it doesn't make much sense. On the authentication desk today is this great baseball signed by 5 moonwalkers. Buzz Aldrin, Edgar Mitchell on the sweet spot, Alan Bean, Charles Conrad, and Charlie Duke. A really cool ball. This was initially produced by a company called Destiny Space at a private signing in the 1990s. Destiny Space was one of the pioneers kind of in getting astronauts to sign things for a fee. They were, totally legitimate. They had astronauts sign photos and baseballs and stuff like that, probably back when you could get these signatures for a few dollars each, worth significantly more today, of course. When I saw this up for sale on one of the Facebook buy-sell groups, quite honestly, I was interested in it myself, and it was a pretty good price, and I wouldn't mind adding it to my own collection. However, somebody jumped in before I had a chance to do it. But 5 unquestionably authentic autographs, 5 moonwalkers, on a Bobby Brown American League baseball. Really cool item. As I mentioned, I've gotten a number of astronauts to sign baseballs in person myself. I've gotten Alan Bean, Gene Cernan, John Glenn, Fred Hayes, and a bunch of others I'm probably forgetting to mention. Overall, I don't think most astronauts mind signing the baseballs. They might kind of get a kick out of it. But you need to also understand that their signatures might look a little different on the 3D sphere, right? It's not the same as signing a flat, and often the signatures on a baseball might be a little more shaky. They may struggle to sign it more, especially, as they get a little up there in age. One collecting tip for astronaut signed baseballs is that Michael Collins absolutely hates signing baseballs. He refuses to do it, even for paid signings. In my collecting and professional authentication career, I've probably seen a handful of baseballs that I believed were authentically signed by Michael Collins, and they were probably all done in the early 70s, perhaps for VIPs, or he was appearing at a game, maybe for players or personnel on that team. But other than that, I think it's a high-risk item, and certainly contemporary, recently signed baseballs by Michael Collins, no way. The chance is almost zero that it's authentic. Thanks again for joining me. Be sure to hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this. And until next time, happy collecting.